Hey everybody, this is Scott back in the studio here in Washington, D.C. This is something that we taped somewhere off the coast of the great state of Alaska. Dale and I were on a very special Swish Edition at sea. Complete with a live studio audience, we were aboard RSVP Vacation Summer Alaska Cruise last week on the beautiful Holland America Oosterdam. And on today's show, you're going to hear our chat with fellow cruisers who just happen to be actors Michael Arden and Andy Mientus. Michael stars in Anger Management, that Charlie Sheen show you guys may have seen. He's also been on Broadway. And Andy is best known for his role as Kyle on Smash. And they're a real couple, beautiful, so cute, and so cool to hang out with, and so cool to do the Swish Edition with us on RSVP in Alaska. We also got Andy and Michael to play a wonderful game of Password with us. It's our slightly dirty gay password that we always play on the cruises. And we had wonderful prizes from Cocky Boys to give away to the crowd, the audience that played with Michael and Andy. So it was a lot of fun. It was a very special week, very special gay cruise week on the Swish Edition, and it's coming up right now.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience aboard RSVP's Summer Alaska Cruise. Full of bald eagles, blue glaciers, and tons of bears. This is the Swish Edition at sea. And now, here are your hosts, Dale and Scott.
Hey RSVP cruisers, how are you today? We got a live studio audience here. Absolutely thrilled to be here. My name is Scott.
And I'm Dale.
And we are 2/3 of the Swish Edition. It's a radio show out of Washington, D.C. And our third guy, Steve, couldn't make it on the ship with us. But
you might as well be honest. He thought Alaska was too cold to go for a summer vacation.
That's right. So he refuses to go anywhere cold, so that's why he's not here.
But you get the best too.
But we're going to heat it up. He should have known that we were going to heat it up. We're thrilled to be here. Thanks to RSVP for having us back. We did the Caribbean cruise back in February on the Eurodam. We're thrilled to be invited back again. I guess we did something right. Dale doesn't know because he wasn't there. Steve was there on that one, so I trade off. I'm good with either one. So the Swish Edition is about 3 years old. We've done 133 episodes so far. Dale and I just started this silly little podcast in Washington, D.C. to talk about the gay nightlife scene that was happening in and around DuPont Circle where we live. We were interviewing local drag queens and bar managers. And somehow that took off and went national. Now we're heard in 140 countries, coast to coast. We were recently ranked 115 out of 5,000 comedy podcasts on iTunes, which puts us in the top 3% on iTunes, which we think is pretty good. So we're having fun with that.
Possible.
And what's amazing that we've been able to dupe so many people into doing our show. Margaret Cho, Hal Sparks has done the show, Wanda Sykes, Lisa Lampanelli. Cloris Leachman was on. Cloris Leachman did the interview from her bed, and we think she was drunk.
There was something wrong there.
But that was a lot of fun. We've had porn stars on. All the Cocky Boys have been on the show. Brent Everett has been on the show. We've had Ricky Lake on. Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. And Andrew Christian himself, which is funny because Andrew Christian, if you look at those cards that I threw around the room, on the back, we have two sponsors for our game that we're playing later, Andrew Christian and Cocky Boys. We've got tons of porn to give away to people on the ship.
Just no underwear to go with.
But we have no underwear because Andrew was great, awesome, sent this huge box of swimsuits and necklaces and underwear, brand new stuff from Andrew Christian, and it was stolen off my front porch. So somewhere in Washington, D.C., there's tons of homeless people running around in Andrew Christian's Speedos. Yeah. Which, believe me, would be a sight. But maybe they're comfortable because it's about 110 degrees in D.C. right now.
It's hot.
So we're happy to be here. Anyway, but we have porn, and we've been testing it. We thought it was only fair that we test it, so we've been in the room testing it all week, and it's fine. It's fine.
Everyone has DVD players in their stateroom.
That's right.
Good to go.
So if you don't win any porn today, I will hang some porn DVDs on our door. So come by, like a lending library. You can take it out. I want to thank Randall Roper, the brand new president of RSVP, for inviting us on the ship. Brad Lokley has been awesome to us. I don't know if you guys saw, but we were on the TV this morning. We did the morning video with Brad today, so that was kind of fun. Rachel Pearson, thanks to everyone at RSVP. It's been great. So have you been enjoying your bear cruise so far? I mean, RSVP
Bear
cruise? There's a lot of bears on this cruise.
Yeah, no, this has been great. It's been a lot of fun. Going to a place I've never seen before. And the view out my window this morning was pretty beautiful.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to. So we're doing a second show after this one on Saturday, just in case you want to tell all your friends. We're going to be doing it at 2 o'clock right back here in the Queen's Lounge. We've got Missy Pyle. She's going to be on the show on Saturday. She's an awesome actress. She's been in everything.
Yeah.
Dodgeball. She was in The Artist. She's done all kinds of stuff. And, of course, she's a great singer, too. And then we've got Michael Holmes from The Judy Show, who's also a family friend of mine. So that's kind of fun to talk to someone like that who knows everybody in my crazy ass family. So we'll see what he has to say. At the end of the show today, after we talk to Michael and Andy, we're going to play our version of Slightly Dirty Gay Password, and that's how you win the porn. And it's actually really funny, too. So we're going to pick 2 people to come up here and team up with Michael and Andy. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so first, I think we need to welcome to the stage actors and a real-life super cute couple. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2 youngest guys on the ship, Michael Arden and Andy Mientus. It's the Love Boat.
Hey, boys.
How are you?
Good. I'm tired.
Yeah, we're doing really well.
Good.
So,
I enjoy a boat where people are drinking it at 10:30.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
The bar is
Incredible.
open.
The bar is open if you guys
I
want to
admire
get
your
drinks.
stamina.
I know I haven't had any food today, but I have had vodka. So that's how I do my show. I have to have a little liquid inside me.
the
So
only way it's tolerable.
that's right.
Yeah.
Last night, awesome show, guys.
Thank you.
Michael and Andy did a show in the Ocean Bar. If you guys missed that, at 9 p.m.
Yeah, you guys see it?
See that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But if they didn't see it, there's going to be more chances to see you guys on the ship. Is that
Yeah,
right?
right here in this room, which is a much nicer room to sing in, tomorrow and Friday.
Sweet.
And then you can also see us with Lady J at any of her shows. We
Yeah.
support her in those.
Nice.
Very cool. Now, your show is called Do It, but I was a little disappointed, and I thought that wasn't very cool because you guys didn't do it.
Oh, we did it. I mean,
it just
that
depends
was
on
it.
what your
Yeah.
That was it? Is that
It
how you
is.
guys do it?
Nowadays, yeah.
How long have you been together?
Been together almost 3 years, but we've been really good friends for 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
And then started dating 2.5, 3 years ago.
Okay. So you're done doing it. I know how that goes.
Now we just work on harmonies and then fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's sort of how it goes.
I like that.
With Lady J in between us.
Yeah.
Well, tell them, for the folks who haven't seen the show yet, what they can expect when they come to your show on the ship.
Well, there's really no theme. The show is just sort of songs that we like, songs we listen to on the radio in LA, or songs that we put on mix CDs for each other in the day. So it's really, it was advertised as us doing Broadway's biggest divas, which while we are divas, we don't do any Broadway songs in the show, unfortunately. So that's a bit of false advertising, but it's a lot of pop, some folk. It's
One of the songs we do is actually the first song we shared a kiss to, but we won't say which one, but that'll make you
guess.
come and guess.
That's not fair.
What's
song.
love got to do with it? No.
That's funny. I like that. Well, how do you go about picking the songs that you're? I mean, obviously there's millions and millions of songs you can pick, but do you sit down? What's the process for picking them out? Do you guys fight over who's going to sing what?
There was one song we did fight over
Yeah.
who was going to do it because we both really like it. So we ended up having to do it as a duet because we never made up our minds.
But I actually like it as a duet better than a solo.
Yeah,
No.
it's sweet. Although it's
Sure.
really sort of saccharine, isn't it? Like I have to
Yeah.
look at you and sing this incredibly romantic song, and it's
Yeah.
like, who are these people? What do we just, it's rare for us to be asked to do a show where we can do literally whatever we want. So I think we we started with just what do we want to do, you know, and that's why there's sort of no theme, because it was like, oh gosh, I've always wanted to sing this song or this song, and wouldn't it be great if we did that, and we can have Lady J do this, and so it's a bit of a hodgepodge, but it's all songs we just really love.
And a lot of times we'll try songs out, like we did some songs last night that we're going to take out and put new ones in, so it's always changing, and we rehearse a lot of songs, and then we'll decide we don't like it or want to do it in a different way, and luckily we have the best musician and pianist and musical director alive, so
awesome.
Anything we want to try, she's game for.
Last night after the show, while everyone was having their underwear party and like getting drunk and, you know, oons oons music, we went into the piano bar. We like broke into the piano bar, and,
Empty and dark.
and this is a true story. We played through the score of Rent and sang it to each other, just the three of us.
I'm a really good angel, in case you're wondering.
Okay, guess where I'm going tonight.
Right.
Is there going to be an encore performance of
I
that?
don't know. Tonight might be chorus line. We'll see what.
Nice.
Yeah.
Screw the '80s party. I'm going to their show.
It was amazing. We're like, oh, it'd be funny if we just sang the score of Rent. And like immediately, she just started playing it.
Wow.
It was pretty fun.
Nice.
She's good for that.
Completely
Yeah.
sober.
I love that. Now, I don't understand how you guys have time to put together a show because you're both so busy. I know I'm not sure about your physical where you're living. Are you both in LA now, or
Both in LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you were doing Smash, you were in New York.
I
correct?
was. That's right.
So, did you guys ever see each other during the run of?
No, you
The
know, it
last
was
season?
funny. We as Michael said, we were friends for a really long time, and we started dating like the week before Michael got rid of his New York apartment, and then for the first like 2 years that we were together, we were doing distance because Michael was really making a go of it in LA, and I was I did an off-Broadway musical in New York and was trying to make that happen, and then I was getting my ducks in a row to move out to LA, and my last audition that I had in New York was for Smash, and then I, you know, of course, it worked out.
He got off the plane and found out he got the job when he got to LA.
Like in the airport, in baggage claim.
Of course. The
course.
one way to book a job is to
Yeah.
book an airline ticket. We found out.
It's true.
I'm sure we both got jobs here, but we don't have any idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody can use their cell phone. Please go.
No, so we've been doing distance like forever, and
But going back and forth, and I like subletted a place in New York, and you know we made it work. So
but we've been together like, as he said, almost 3 years. But in March when we wrapped Smash, that was the first time we ever like truly cohabitated. We're like just
Oh,
now
wow.
living together. So
Wow.
it's moving at a really nice pace for me. I have to say.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, the one thing that I'm most curious about is, Michael, you've been featured most recently on Anger Management with Charlie Sheen. And I'm curious to know, did he invite you to Scotland to seek out the Loch Ness Monster that everyone's been talking about?
no, I haven't been invited to Scotland.
Do you know that story?
So now I'm kind of upset about that.
Do you know what
No,
he's
I
talking
don't.
about?
What happened? He
Well,
wanted
a
to
couple
find
weeks
Loch Ness-
ago.
He chartered a boat.
No, he has his own airplane.
has an
Yeah,
airplane.
he took his airplane and he went to Scotland to try to find the Loch Ness Monster.
That seems sensible.
And we were just wondering if you went with him. So, I mean, you guys like this?
We are pretty close, but you know he does a lot of impulsive things, so
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me. But you know he also knows that I'm not the best flyer, so.
Oh.
You know what I heard? Have you heard about the Loch Ness Monster? What they think it might be? The latest theory of it?
No.
I think it's on a fault line, and that there's some sort of gases coming up and creating bubbles that look like the Loch Ness Monster.
Wow.
It's red.
I prefer to believe in a dragon because that sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's interesting. Well, we learn something new every day on this
Yeah.
show.
Who
The
knows?
more you know.
Very cool.
Yeah. Now, you play the character Patrick on that show. Can you tell us a little bit about Patrick?
Patrick is one of Charlie's patients who's in anger therapy, and he deals with passive aggression. This is anger trait. So there's several different characters all dealing with different facets of anger issue,
Yeah.
and that's mine, and it's great. I really enjoy playing my
You
character.
enjoying it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I definitely have the best clothes on the show. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, the rumor is that sitcoms are just, brutal to work with. Do you like that process at all?
It's a really intense process. Most sitcoms normally shoot one show a week. So you'll get your script on Monday, have a table read with the entire cast, and then you'll rehearse Tuesday, Wednesday, do a run through on Thursday, and they'll make notes and changes and punch up the comedy throughout the week. And you work about 9 to 5, And then on Friday, you come in a bit later and we have a bit of rehearsal, and then an audience comes in and you shoot in front of a live audience. That's sort of how it's been done, how they shot Friends. And I was on a show that shot like that for a while. But this model has been insane. We're shooting 2 episodes a week, and we get a day off in the middle. So that means we're shooting an episode in 2 days, including...
Wow.
So we skip the table read usually, and we just start shooting it and shoot from 10 a.m. till midnight every day and pump them out.
Brutal is right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
No, anger management is different than the typical sitcoms, like 22 episodes a season, but you guys are doing much more than that, right?
Yeah, well, we got picked up. It's this first time ever this deal was made where we made 10 episodes for FX, and then if it reached a certain ratings threshold, we immediately got picked up for an extra 90 episodes. Wow. So we're making 100, and we're almost halfway there. I think we're on like 46 right now.
Yeah.
It's funny, we lose count, and then we're like miss a day because of someone's schedule, and so we're shooting episodes out of order and stuff. So it's a bit, it's hard to remember where we are in it, but we're about halfway through, and it's great. It's an amazing cast, and
Nice.
Charlie's awesome, and all the actors are great. Barry Corbin, Noreen DeWolf, Derek Richardson is amazing. Shawnee Smith. It's a great group.
Cool.
Now, you started on stage, Broadway, off-Broadway, touring shows. What do you like best? What's more rewarding? TV series, Broadway, movies?
I just feel lucky to get to do them all. I mean, I the theater is probably my home, I would say. It's what I wanted to do at the very beginning, and that was what got me into it. And there's nothing like being on stage, because theater is really the actor's medium. Film is a director's true medium, and television is the writer's medium. So being on stage is amazing. When you're there, it's like, who cares at the end of the day what the director told you to do? You have to do it.
Right.
And whereas on TV and film, the director gets to like cut you out of the scene if you don't do it.
Right.
So I love being on stage, and I love working with great actors. And sometimes in TV you're so separate, and you'll shoot a scene, but not everybody will even be there when you do it. So really, I like when everybody's breathing the same air.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, we're going to talk to Andy now.
Please.
A little bit.
Oh gosh.
You made me cry.
Really?
You made a lot of people cry.
Oh god, it was that bad?
Well, I'll tell you why. Okay, spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen Smash yet, we're going to ruin it for you. But it's been months, so I think it's fair. I was walking down the street, and I was a couple episodes behind. I was walking with Steve, our third co-host, and he said something about you getting hit by a car. And I said, what are you talking about? People don't die on Smash. That's ridiculous. It's not that kind of show. And of course, your character, Andy, got hit by a car. And I was very upset about that. But then I quickly went home and watched the episode. And I thought it was one of the best. I loved it.
It was a really, really great episode, and the response to it was incredible. I mean, I really, as I said during the show last night, sometimes because of all the press that the show got about the rating, everyone was really watching the ratings and what it was going to do. You forget that there are people that really, really love it, and that became really clear when that episode aired, that there were a lot of really vocal fans, and it was really lovely to be a part of.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they never see you again, which kind of sucks.
But you're on RSVP. You
That's right. And how soon in advance did you know from the very beginning that was the arc of your character, or did you?
No, I didn't, because they actually, Josh Safran, our showrunner, revealed to me that they tried to change it. They tried to save the character because they really liked it and liked the way that our relationship was working. But the writers sort of pressed him to stay true to his original idea, which was for Kyle to meet his end. And so they told me several months before we shot it. I mean, I had plenty of time to deal with it. But I was actually really excited because it was very much a supporting character. He was a device in this thing to get Karen a new show and a new job, and I really didn't anticipate the character becoming more than this friend with these dreams and really being a device. And so the fact that I got to really be in the forefront of the action for those episodes, and I got to sing The Last Goodbye, Jeff Buckley song, which was incredible, and pay tribute to Jonathan Larson, who obviously, as I shared, from singing his score last night all by ourselves, is a complete idol of mine. So the role became something that I never expected it to, and I'm really thrilled with how it turned out. So I think I really came out, on top in that.
You did, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you brought up Jonathan Larson, who wrote Rent, and they actually use that as an example about kind of a crossover. Kind of, this is you are the Jonathan Larson of Smash. Is that right?
Right.
Is that how they put it to
because
you?
if you don't know the story, Jonathan Larson really tragically passed suddenly the night of. I hope I get this right. He passed away the night after the final dress rehearsal of Rent off Broadway. So he never saw a public performance. He didn't live to see the first public performance. So he had no idea what it became, which is so sad when you think about the phenomenon that became. And Josh Safran, our showrunner, who crafted the arc of this season, was around for those days because he was close with the original company. He was dating somebody in the original company of Rent. And so, that experience was really still very palpable to him, and he wanted to tell that story and pay tribute to that. So we did. After Jonathan Larson passed, famously, they canceled the first preview of Rent, and they held a private concert of the show for friends and family. So the cast sat at a table, and they just were like, we're going to sing through the show from the top and not do it, and no mics, just pay tribute. And halfway through the show, the cast and the audience, no one could contain themselves, and so the cast stood up and started doing the show for real. And by the end, they were, doing it full out, and it was incredibly moving and just one of these pieces of theater lore and legend. And so we tried to tell that story in Smash, and hopefully, paid him a nice tribute.
That's it. You did, absolutely. Very, very cool story. What happened with that show, though? It was my favorite show for the 2 seasons that it was on. It just didn't find a big audience. You made a comment last night at your show that everybody that watched the show is on this ship. I think
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that as much as I love it, musical theater is just a really niche interest, which is a shame to me because it is one of the only uniquely American art forms. It comes from America, and I wish that everyone loved it as much as I do, because I do think that it's a really powerful and, it can be corny. People have their cliched misconceptions, I think, of what it is and what it can be, but they have those, and it's hard to break. So I think it's just a hard sell, a show about musical theater on network television.
Yeah.
And so we tried really hard this year to build a new tone and build a new concept that would appeal to more people. With the creative changes that they made, but it just didn't catch on. And there were some other things at play. There were some scheduling issues and lead-in issues, and I wish it would have had a better chance to succeed personally. But the fact that there are so many fans that clearly really loved what we did, on this boat at least, is really, really touching to me. So it's really wonderful to have been a part of.
Now, Steven Spielberg was one of the producers of that show, and I had heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, maybe you can clear it up, is that the original concept for the show was, we'll do this show about creating a show, and then at the end of it, there'll be a real show. Either on or off Broadway, called Bombshell.
The concept was to to tell the story of a show being created, and then at the end there is a show, and if they like that show, they could put it on stage, and that's certainly still an option. All of the creators have kept really open rhetoric about that it still could totally happen. I mean, I think that score of Bombshell is absolutely incredible. I think it rivals anything that's been on Broadway in the last 10 years, for pastiche, just good old-fashioned Broadway. I think it's really amazing what Market Scott did. So I hope it happens. I would love to see that show.
Now I got to ask you this: what was it like making out with Blackstaff?
It was amazing. Christian Borle is really one of the kindest and most generous actors I've ever worked with. It was an absolute joy to work with him. I can't say enough about him. I love him.
Now, I called him Blackstash because Christian played Blackstash in Peter and the Starcatcher, which was a show on Broadway. It won.
He won a Tony Award for
He won
Best
Tony for that.
Actor in a play. Yeah. Best actor or best featured actor? I'm sorry, Christian, I don't remember, but he won a Tony, which is amazing.
And then it moved soon after the Tonys. I think it moved off Broadway. Is it still running?
Yeah, it's still running at New World Stages.
It's an amazing
There's
show.
a tour going out of it too, so it might be coming to a city near you.
Very cool. I think it's coming to DC.
Yeah.
It's an amazing show, so you should check it out.
Yeah.
And of course, Christian played Tom on Smash, and they got in bed together and did all kinds of stuff. We didn't get to see it all, but let's talk about this. This is
so
exciting.
I think this actually, we talked about this a little bit on was it sale day?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah, because you stalked them out.
I did
when we
stalk
were
them.
sitting by the pool.
I saw they're on the show
And
today.
so you guys are working on a really cool new project. You're directing a workshop of Spring Awakening for the Deaf West Theater. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for those of you, which is probably many of you who don't know what Deaf West Theater is, it's a theater company that's based in Los Angeles. It's been around for quite a few years, that produces work featuring both deaf and hard of hearing as well as hearing casts and appeals to audiences in both worlds. So all the productions are performed simultaneously in English and in American Sign Language, ASL. And I had the opportunity to work with this company on Broadway on a show called Big River, which was my first job out of school. And it's really magical what they do. And we were approached, I was first approached about possibly bringing them a project to direct because they were looking for a new show that would bring in hopefully younger audiences. And Andy had a relationship with Spring Awakening because he was in the original cast of the first national tour when it launched about 6 years ago. And, right, 6 years ago maybe?
Something like that.
Something like that. We don't want to date ourselves here. Just date each other. And so we met with the artistic director and said, here's our idea. We want to do Spring Awakening with Deaf West. And hopefully, by doing so, bring an entirely new and younger audiences to the theater and give young deaf performers as well as young hearing performers a chance to really be rock stars. And we had finished the workshop on Friday, right before we got on the plane to come to Seattle for this. And it was really spectacular. I mean, it's such a difficult process because you have hearing actors who have never signed before, and so they're learning ASL, and you have deaf actors who've never obviously worked in a musical before, and so they're learning rhythm, and there's internal cueing. So if somebody's, if in a musical number, someone's keeping a tempo on someone's back, and if they tap 4 times in tempo, then the deaf actor can take 4 steps and begin to sign, and it will match up with the music. And so it becomes this unique and moving ballet of language. And we thought, because the show is so much about communication and education and how we teach our children, that this would be a really great fit for it. And so hopefully it'll be happening soon in real production. The workshop was a big hit, so
Nice.
Onward.
And you're fluent in American Sign Language?
I am, yes.
Yeah. Andy?
I am not fluent, but I'm working really hard.
He's getting there, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
It's really challenging, but it's really beautiful. I just cried every day. I was like that guy sitting behind the table just weeping because it was, the show, I did it for a year and a half in some really formative years of my life. And I just had such, powerful memories attached to it. And then I find ASL so beautiful and moving. And so those things together and seeing a new group of kids finding this material and, enjoying each other as a cast and bonding the way that me and my cast bonded, and it was just all way too much for me to handle. It's a big old wet blanket about it.
Yeah.
We have a great choreographer working on it. His name's Spencer Liff. If you watch So You Think You Can Dance, he's Emmy nominated, one of the choreographers. He does all the Broadway numbers. He's fantastic, and it's great to see two cultures colliding, and it's not something you think about much. I mean, before I worked with Deaf West, I don't think I had ever met a deaf person, because you realize what a barrier language can be. And even though, there are deaf Americans and deaf hearing,
Right.
there is a divide there. It's its own subculture, and so learning the language can truly open you up to an entire new group of people. And it's great. It was great to see these kids make friends that they could have never made without
Right.
this opportunity. So
Yeah.
that's the most exciting part for us, I think.
That's really cool. And do you
Do
ever?
the show in ASL.
We should do the whole. We should get them to come interpret for us while we do our show.
I don't know if a
you should learn
podcast
ASL.
would really work.
Well, I was gonna. I know.
silent hour.
I was gonna ask you to teach us dirty words, like "go fuck yourself" or something, but it doesn't. You know, it doesn't. We can't do that on a podcast because I can't see
It
it.
sounds like this.
Well, you know what's funny? You know, we live in Washington D.C. and just down the street is Gallaudet University, which is one of the the largest deaf colleges in the country.
Yeah.
And Scott and I, and Dennis is somewhere in the back. You can wave, Dennis. We have a weekly happy hour at JR's, and there are many deaf people that actually come to JR's. And you know the really hot guy that comes into JR's on
Right.
Thursday. He was deaf. I think his name is Peter. I can't say hi. I mean, I guess it's
So you
this,
could,
right?
yeah. And the
Yeah,
mobile.
hi, it's universal. No way.
Right.
But can you say "go fuck yourself"?
No.
No. Can you teach us
I
that?
love being in at a bar with a group of deaf people because they're usually like just hands are flying.
It's
I
a pack
know.
of them. It's like 15 that come every week, and they stand in their one corner, and it's just hands everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're drinking.
Yeah. How do you drink and sign at the
They
same
managed
time?
to actually, and you should about the learning sign becomes what it.
Oh yeah, one of our ASL translators for the show told me, in all seriousness, that alcohol is proven to make learning sign language easier. Truly, because she said like 2 drinks and you'll be amazing at it. Because
Oh my gosh.
I get a thing where as I'm learning sign, I get really sign shy, where like I'll know the sign for something, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to do it right. But like 2 drinks, you loosen up, and
Yeah.
a lot of it is really intuitive. It's it's what you would think it would be. It sort of becomes like charades in a way. You're like, I don't know. Give me an example of a sign that like it would make sense of like what it is. Like a boy is like a baseball cap.
Yeah, boy. Girl.
So alcohol, ASL, they go hand in hand.
Drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna play a real quick lightning round, and then we're gonna play password.
Oh,
okay, you
gosh.
ready for the lightning round? I just want really quick, really short answers to these.
Okay.
You ready? Okay, Andy, your Smash co-star Catherine McPhee.
Diva, I love her so much.
Michael, going on tour with Barbara Streisand.
Crazy. Drunk.
Seriously? Okay. Andy, gay cruises.
Intimidating.
Michael, starring in Big River.
Learning.
Andy, singing in Rent.
Ugh, orgasmic.
Michael, your source code co-star Jake Gyllenhaal.
Fantastic.
Andy, back to Smash, Jeremy Jordan.
Dreamy.
He is dreamy.
So
I
dreamy.
love it. Okay, so that's Michael and Andy.
Hey.
But
Thank you guys.
they've agreed to play a slightly dirty gay password with 2 of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick 2 people from the audience, and we're going to team them up with them, and you guys will be playing to win porn. I might even have porn for them, too.
Hey.
Yeah.
We don't watch porn.
They don't watch porn. You'll watch this one. It's good. All right, so we're going to put one team down on this end. We're going to put one team on this end. Dale is going to go find people to play with them. And while we're doing that, you can listen to this.
You're listening to Swish
Yeah, you want to be on this end?
Edition.com.
this is like password?
Yeah. Okay. I think so.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is going to be so fun and so quick.
Oh, good.
Yeah, quick is good, right? No, we're talking about dirty gay password. Okay, who are you?
I'm Richard.
Hey, Richard, where are you from?
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. We like that.
thank you.
Very cool. And you are?
Jonathan from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. I like it. Okay, so this is how we play. We're going to learn really fast, okay? So each team is going to have a catcher and a pitcher. So you have to decide who is going to catch and who is going to pitch. The pitcher is going to have the words, and he is going to have to get his partner to guess the word without saying the word. Real easy, right?
Oh my God.
So pick who's going to pitch and who's going to catch first.
I'll pitch.
You're going to pitch, okay. So you're going to catch? Okay. So turn a little more like that.
Okay.
Okay, so you take this card, but don't show it to him, and don't let anyone else see it. Keep
Okay.
it close to you. Can you read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
But I can read it.
And are you pitching?
I'm pitching.
Okay, so here are the words.
Okay, so I can't say these.
Yeah, that's right. And they're the same words. Don't look at the card. Don't let him look at the card. Okay.
He's not
Yeah.
looking. He's not looking.
Okay. Got it? Okay. So you can use one word or compound word to try to get him to guess your word, okay? So we're going to have you guys go first, Richard.
Okay.
You're going to try to get Michael to guess. If Michael doesn't guess right, then it'll pass, and then Andy will try to get Jonathan to guess by building on what they did. So you also need to listen to what Richard says, okay? Because you're going to build on it. All right? So that's how it goes. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, just like TV. It's just like TV.
So I keep going all the way through these, right?
Well, you're just one at a time. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Okay. So, for example, let's say that Dale knows the word, and he gives me a clue.
Well, right. Well, first, I'm going to do like a wrestling woman,
Right.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you showing the word right now?
I am.
Okay. So what's that word? Oh,
I'm not going
vagina.
to tell you the
Okay.
word. So, for example, I would say my one word would be pink.
I would say flamingo.
I would say no. Tuna fish.
Vagina.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So that's how it works.
That's how the game
Okay.
is played.
That's how it works. All right. So
All right. So this is the real game.
Richard,
Yeah.
go ahead and start. Wait, well, first let's show the word to the audience. The audience will not tell anybody what it is. Yeah, you need to stay forward, Dale, so that they don't see it up here on the stage. Okay, Richard, go.
Okay, person,
Man.
axe.
No. You only get to go once, and then
Oh.
it passes to them.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Flannel.
Flannel.
That'll work. It'll pick you up.
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack is right. So we got 1 point for
Are you keeping
Andy and
track?
Jonathan. I'll keep track. Yes. Okay. So now it's your turn. You start, and you give Jonathan a clue.
App.
Growler.
No.
That's not right. Okay, so it passes Richard.
Growler.
Grinder.
There
Grinder's
you go.
right.
Are you ready for word number 3?
Yes, go, Richard.
Top.
Bottom.
No, that's not right. Okay, so sort of right.
Spence was killing me.
Talented.
Drag queen.
Very good.
Okay, so we had top and talented. Now, Richard, it's your turn again. It's a compound word. I'm gonna throw that out there so that it helps you get it.
Strong.
Muscle daddy.
Muscle Daddy. Muscle Daddy's not right. Okay, next clue from Andy. This is a hard
It
one.
really is.
Who made up these words?
You did.
I'm not one.
Painless.
So we had top and talented and strong and painless. This is a tough one. Where are the crickets?
Massage therapist.
Massage therapist, no. Do you want to try one more time? And if he doesn't get it, then we'll pass this one.
Okay.
It is good.
I can say the same word again if I want.
If you think that'll help.
Top.
Apparently that didn't help.
But okay, okay. That was empathy.
Ramen.
All right, we're going to throw this one out. It was power bottom.
See, I was trying to get back to
Power bottom.
Oh,
That's silly, right? Who came up with that one? I don't know what's wrong with me.
We're ready for the next one? This is a great one.
Yeah. Okay, Dale's going to show you the word. All right, Andy, you go first.
Plastic.
Did he say something?
Yeah, it said plastic.
Anything plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Dildo.
Yes! He's shocked. He's shocked. Remember, it's dirty gay password. Maybe that will help you. Dirty gay password. Okay, but it's not all dirty and gay. Here's our next word. Okay, Richard, you go.
Oh, I go?
You can.
Okay.
You ready?
Spawn.
He's got nothing.
Sorry, pass.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yemen.
Oh my God. Really? That was good.
Rope.
Rope. Spawn and Yemen. Richard.
Fish.
Salmon.
Salmon, yes. Okay, we're tied 2-2.
That one was dirty.
I know, it was dirty.
All right, ready for the next one?
All right, here's the next word. Who went first last time? Was that you? Okay, so Andy, it's you this time.
I'm not sure I know what this is.
Wait, you don't know what it is?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
You better whisper in his ear.
Yeah,
or
what-
something.
He's sheltered. No.
We better whisper in his ear or something.
Yeah? I can't whisper it with my mic
Mic
on.
off.
Here, hold on, let me show you.
Hey, wait a minute.
Ouch.
Ow. Prince Albert.
Yes! Really? Okay.
All right, ready for the last one?
Nope, we're not going to do that one. Switch. Flip over to the next one. Skip that one. We're not doing that one. We're going to do the first. We'll do the first one here.
The first one?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Richard, you're first.
Oh, I am? Okay. Pajama.
Pajama.
Long Johns?
Long John's is right.
Good job.
All right, Kate. All right, we're tied. We're tied 3-3. So we'll see.
Tiebreaker right here.
We'll do the tiebreaker. This next one's going to hopefully be the tiebreaker.
Oh, wait, yeah, you just showed it.
Yep. Ready?
Which one is it? Is it the next
2.
one?
Yeah, we'll do 2.
Okay.
Sunny.
Tanning oil.
Richard. Sunny was the first one.
And
Share.
Yes.
Nice.
And because this is totally not fair the way we played, and we'll never end playing this way, you both win. Yay! So let me show you what you're winning, because the great guys at Cocky Boys sent us porn. Jonathan, you're getting The Haunting. You also get a T-shirt and some other stuff, and you're getting Project Go-Go Boy, which is really good. I tested that one. So here's your bag.
thank you very much.
Jonathan, here's your bag. And then we also have porn for Andy and Michael.
Good job.
We'll find someone to give it to.
And that's the live version of the Swish Edition at sea. Thank you to our guests, Michael and Andy. Thank you so much. Go check out their show. Thank you to Richard and Jonathan for playing our game. We're doing another show on Saturday at 2 p.m. right here in the same room with Missy Pyle and Jonathan Holmes from The Judy Show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great, yeah.
And we've got lots more porn, and lots more people will win porn because we're going to give all the rest of it away. So thanks, guys. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Great to meet you and love you.